Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Gloria Parra here today for Bella Blvd, and I'm super excited for this collection. I have been holding myself to not dive into it because I had tons of other things to do, but I am really excited. So let me tell you a little about this MyLife365 collection. It is brilliant. It is a collection that's perfect to document like a year in review. I actually purchased the entire collection before making the design team. So I have doubles of everything, friends, because I want to create a year in review with this collection. I haven't started yet, and I know it's almost mid-year, but I promise I will get to it because it's really, really a wonderful collection. So just let me show it to you really fast. You get a couple of papers that are for every month. So if you purchase this collection, you will get 2 of each. And that's wonderful because of course you need to use the tags, the borders, and the B-sides. And you can see here, this is January, and you have some gorgeous papers for January. And like that, friends, you have the entire year, like in seasons, and it's just perfect to document those special moments from each month. So today I got the assignment of documenting summer. And I know it is not summer where I live, but in the US, you guys are starting to feel the hot days and those lazy summer days, right? So I will get into that spirit and document some fun summer memories with my girls. So I will be using the June products, and I will be using this beautiful cut apart that on the B side has this like gingham, multicolored gingham. I will be using this beautiful wave pattern paper, and on the back, friends, it has this beautiful popsicle paper, multicolor as well, and those are the papers that I will use. So just let me flip through what's left here. So you can see you have 4th of July, then you have August, last days of summer, of travel. Then we go into school. So you can scrapbook those school memories. Then you have this beautiful combination here for Halloween memories, and just a wonderful, wonderful collection, friends. I hope you check it out. I will have some links down below so you can go and give it a look. So this collection, of course, also have the clear cuts that are fantastic to create some mini albums and interactive pieces. Here is the chipboard piece where you get a mix of all the year in one piece. These ephemera packs are amazing. They are packed full of wonderful things. So you get the ephemera words first, where you get, of course, all the months. You get title possibilities that are related to that month, and it is just wonderful. I will then go ahead and open and separate what will work for my layout. And this is the icon ephemera. I hope you can see here, but you get tons of things for each month. So it's perfect to put a 12 by 12 layout for every month. If you just do that this year, friends, you can document an entire year with this collection. And you get Bella Pops. I have the ones that I will use for this layout here. I love the little sandcastle, the popsicles, but look at the beautiful options that you get. Valentine's, you get this little guy here. You get the Haunted Mansion, Easter, 4th of July, a backpack, Thanksgiving, and of course, Christmas and winter. So I invite you to check this collection out. when I get this collections, friends, I just bring in my favorite Bella products. And those are my Bella Besties, because I need to stretch those patterns a little bit, those papers. And these are the perfect way to do that. These papers, these packs come with tons of shapes and different, like you get lines, you get hearts, you get gingham. So I invite you to check those out because they really help you out to stretch those collections. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show you that I brought it in just to see if I could incorporate them to my layout are their fabulous cutouts. And these, friends, are pieces that have already been cut out for you. So you get titles and you get fun little shapes like butterflies. They are cut out of very thick cardstock, so they are just a treat to create with. I invite you to check those out. They have tons of pre-cut dice or shapes and titles that will make your creating so much fun. So let's start this layout, friends, and I'm gonna show you the photos that we will work with and the idea that I have in mind. Okay, friends, I am back and I have changed my mat to the black one because I will be working with a white cardstock and I want you to be able to see the layout as best as possible. So I have 3 photos here of my youngest daughter having some ice cream in the pool. I think this will be the perfect photos for these fun ice creams and all the patterns for the June month. I want to create sunburst, friends, because for me, summer screams sunburst, sunshine, and that's what I want to create here, okay? So we will start by cutting a piece of any just cardstock that you have on hand. This is where we will create our sunburst, and we need this to measure 5 1/4 by 9 inches, and this is where we will create all the fun patterns that will look like sunshine coming this time from beneath. Okay, so we're gonna work with a fun pattern here that is gonna come from beneath. We usually have the sunshine coming from above, but this time we will play with that a little. I have a fun Kate sketch. That's why I'm not gonna show it, but I just want to teach you how to create sunburst in an easy way that will look amazing. Okay, so this is where all the fun will happen. You will need lots of pattern papers. So we will use the 3 patterns that correspond to June from the 365 kit. And I will bring in some Bella Besties. You already know they are your best friends whenever you're creating to stretch up those patterns, those papers, okay? So I'm gonna use the polka dot, the little like graph paper here, and the plaid, I believe is this. I'm going to try to incorporate some dark pink because my daughter has a lot of pink here, pinks and reds. So I will see if that's possible, if it looks good, and we will create our rays on this little piece of paper. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the way that I do my sun rays, and I get the same sizes that look really good. So I have 9 inches here, and I'm gonna make a little mark at the top, just at the middle. So that would be 4 1/2. And I will make some marks at the bottom as well. So you can decide if you want larger rays, if you want really small ones. It will depend on what you want, friends. So I usually do my rays in 1 1/2 or 1 1/4. And here I'm gonna make marks of 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so Just take your time and mark and make your marks at 1 1/4. I promise you, this is the only math that we're gonna do here. This may take a little while, but it's really, really worth it. So I think I'm actually making it a little less than 1/4. That is 1/8, I believe, 1 1/8. So yes, friends, 1 1/8 works perfect. It gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks at the bottom. And what we will do is just bring our ruler to the top and draw a line from the top to the bottom mark. And that's gonna give you your marks here. So don't forget the first one. That one also needs a ray. And you start joining all the lines from top to bottom. Okay, friends, and now for the sides, we will do exactly the same. But this time, since we have 5 1/4, I will do my first line at 1 1/4, and then I will mark every 1 inch. Okay, so these will be 1 inch apart, and we will do the same. We will create a line from that corner to the top, from that corner to the top, and like that. So you can choose your sizes depending on how big you want them. But this, I think, will work good enough. So the first one, remember, is 1 1/4. And the rest will be at 1 inch. I hope you can see, friends, what I'm doing there. It is not hard. It's just getting used to creating your sun rays. And you know, when you get this, you can create any type of layouts with sun rays. You will get really good at those. Now let's bring in our trimmer and let's start cutting those lines as best as possible so you can get those rays just how you want them. Okay, and I have all my little patterns already cut, all my little strips, I'm sorry. And you know, friends, I'm sure you realized that I had all my numbers mixed up in the bottom because sometimes talking and doing gets hard, right? But I finally got them in the right order and I have them all cut apart. Now what I want to do is actually, I will use my water pattern paper for these ones, okay? And I will use other patterns for the other ones. That's the plan. I will try that to see. I really want to convey that she was in the pool. So that's why I want to use this pattern as much as possible. And then I will just use one of each of the others to bring lots of color to this layout, okay? You can, of course, if you're recreating this, you can use whatever patterns you want, but I just want to really bring in this pattern paper that I adore as the focus. So I'm going to show you, friends, how to do the pattern covering of your ray for one, and then it's just repeating the same thing over and over, and I don't want to bore you with that, okay? So what I like doing is I bring in a repositionable adhesive. I use this Tombow. You can use whichever you want. And I like placing my pattern in the border, always checking that your pattern paper lets you do that without messing the pattern, you know? And now you can really lightly trace the pattern to cut it later with your trimmer. Okay, that's the best way that I found to get the pattern as close as possible, to get the shape as close as possible. So yeah, it's a little tedious and it takes a little time, but I think it's really, really worth it, okay? And if you get it a little bigger, no problem, because you can then go in with your scissor and cut the little pieces that are left. So now just adhere your pattern to that cardstock. I like giving it a thicker, just a little thicker backing. And you see I have this one really, really close to the shape, and I can just cut that later whenever I am putting my rays together. And just repeat that, friends, for all your sun rays. Okay, friends, I'm back and I have all my sun rays adhered to another background. I really, really love how this is looking. I love that I incorporated that pink with the Bella Besties because it ties with my photos perfectly. And I think I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine and I will add some straight stitches to every sun ray, and I will try to make them pinks, light blues, reds, depending on the color that I have in every pattern. So I'll do that. I'll take it to the sewing machine and I'll come back with that ready. Okay, friends, the stitches have been added and I now need to adhere it on my white cardstock. I'm gonna bring in my big guy here, my ATG. Whenever I have something with lots of texture on the back that needs like an extra adhesive, I'm gonna bring in this guy. I don't use it that much, but since I have so much washi tape and stitches on the back, I will use this to adhere it really well. Sorry. Okay, I have my 3 photos here ready to go, and I just created a frame to them with some Bella Besties from the little paper pads here. I adore these. They are super useful and fun to use. And I want this right here on the top. And I'm gonna create a little sun with some yellow paper. So we have this one that is part of the MyLife365 collection. It is actually from the August group of papers, and I love because it brings the little sun. So I was thinking of using that or just more Bella Besties, but I really want to incorporate the sun, I think. So I'm gonna bring in one of my favorite tools as well, a circle cutter, and I will cut a circle at 5.5 inches and just tuck it behind my photos to create my sun. So I'm just testing to see where I will cut. I just look at the bottom of my blade and I want it as close in the corner as possible so I can save some paper. Okay, so you just press the little circle here and you start cutting. Okay, I have my sun ready, and this will be our little secret, please, because my tool moved a little, so I tried again and tried it in the incorrect place. So I just wanted to save my paper, and since that's not gonna be seen, it's gonna be covered by the photos. It really doesn't matter, friends, okay? It's gonna be our secret. So we're gonna have the photos up here. Okay, we're gonna bring it at the top as possible because we want to have like the same margin here. And we're gonna have our 3 photos there and our sun coming from beneath. And I love how that's looking. So I have my ephemera separated, and these are all the June, like word ephemera, and these are the icon ephemeras, and I already love those. So I have this one with a little ice cream on top that I just was trying out. I also have some clouds already to go because I want some clouds here, like floating around my sun rays. And the idea is to have my title here and some little ice creams like floating and some clouds. So let's put the title first. So my title, I want it to be Eat, Splash, Repeat, because that's all she does in the pool. You know, she splashes around, she comes out and she's always hungry, so she wants to eat and repeat. So I want this little like bathing suit there, and so many little fun icons here that we can use. So you see you have lots of dad ephemera as well, since you have Father's Day in June. So I'm gonna start adhering everything so we can finish this layout. And I'm gonna bring in my favorite adhesives. I have 1, 2, and 3 millimeter foam adhesives. And I need to pop this sun a little. So I'm gonna use a 1 millimeter and adhere it to the middle and to the top of my cardstock here. Yeah. So just to level things up a little, I will use that one. So let me know, friends, in the comments if you already have this collection, if you started creating with it. Have you done a mini album? Have you done like a year in review layouts? I'm really hoping I get to do that for this year, because it is the perfect collection. You know, you usually have other collections. There are a couple out in the market that are thought to document your year, but I think you kind of get rid of the same colors, of the same, you know, patterns, and I think you lose like a little excitement towards the end when you use one collection that's like very similar throughout, right? What I like about this is that you get something like really different every month. So yeah, I hope you check it out. My photos are adhered, and now I'm gonna start just adhering all the fun stuff. And I love this little swimsuit, and I'm gonna tuck it right behind my main photo. I have added some foam adhesive at the back of this splash word. That's gonna be part of my title. Remember, we're gonna use Eat, Splash, Repeat as the title. So I am gonna bring in some of the new Luna alphabet puffy stickers just to help me finish my title here, complete my title. I also have these little clouds ready with some foam adhesive. I want one there, the other one here. I need to add some foam there. I think I want this little ice cream over here. Yeah, let's move things around a little. Whenever I am putting my embellishments, I barely press my adhesive because I need to be sure that I am really happy with the placement of everything. So Just be aware of that and don't press it so hard until you're super sure of it. I was thinking of adding this little banner on the top here at the top, but I'm gonna cut that so it's just on one end and it's gonna look better. Hello sunshine. I also thought that this would look super fun. There's no place I'd rather be down here. So I'm gonna tuck it there. And to complete my title here, I have the Eat in black and the Eat in the orange. So I'm gonna bring in these two puffy stickers. I love the font in them. And I have these black stickers here, alpha stickers. So I have repeat. I'm for sure going to put it in the red, Luna alphabet, but I'm kind of unsure of whether to use the orange Eat or the black Eat. I think there's no other element, black element in the page, so I think I'm gonna go with the orange one. So now everything's adhered. I have my little clusters here and I decided to go with the black letters because really the orange ones were lost since my daughter has a bathing suit that's very patterned. And I like how that's looking. I added some little black stickers here just to create my visual triangle. And I think this layout is done, friends. I just need to add some strips there. I was also thinking of just cutting this a little bit, a tiny bit, and adding a patterned background. So I'm gonna go through my patterned papers and see if any of those work. So I have this patterned paper. Since they come two, I used one to cut my strips here, or just a little bit of it, and I have this entire paper. So yeah, I want to create my border with that one. So I'm gonna cut a little bit from this pattern. Oh, not this one, from this one. So I'm gonna take 1 centimeter from all 4 sides. And that's gonna give me a very nice border on that patterned paper. I love that, friends. I really like it. I think it just pops everything up better than having the entire white cardstock, right? So of course you can gut your paper if you wish to save some of that. It has a very fun pattern in the back. I will just go with it because this is a little heavy, so I want to support my layout in the back. And I'm gonna add some of this ATG gun adhesive. Okay, friends, we are done with this layout. It took a little longer than what I expected, but I think it's so worth it. I'm gonna add my little journaling strips there, and I will add some still photos at the end. So thank you so much for stopping by and coming along to create this layout with me. Thank you so much. This was Gloria Parra for Bella Blvd. Don't forget to check this collection out. It is fabulous, friends. Until the next time, bye-bye.